Before every takeoff, the captain would look at the note in his wallet, which said that it was better to delay than to cause a disaster. He thought it was a note that could bring good luck. However, on this day, less than 5 minutes after the plane took off, a large flock of birds suddenly appeared in front of it. Under the strong impact of the flock of birds, the engine instantly lost its thrust. What was worse was that both engines on both sides were destroyed. However, the captain could not judge the extent of the damage to the engine at this time. He could only see that the speed of the two engines on the dashboard was dropping sharply, which made the man realize that he was in big trouble. So he quickly calmed down and tried to ignite again, but got no response. At the same time, the cabin became dark due to the loss of power, and the passengers began to get restless. The captain immediately chose to turn on the auxiliary power unit. After the power was restored to normal, the flight attendant smiled and reminded the passengers to fasten their seatbelts, and comforted the passengers that they had just encountered turbulence. However, in the cockpit, the captain directed the co-pilot to take out the reference manual to find a solution to the failure of the two engines, while calling the ground tower to explain the emergency. After understanding, the controller immediately stopped all takeoff arrangements and told the captain to return to the airport for landing. But with years of flying experience, he was sure that there was no time to return to the airport at this altitude, and the only option now was to make an emergency landing in the river below. Then the captain asked everyone to prepare for an emergency landing on the radio, and at this time the tower sent a message hoping that they could make an emergency landing at a nearby airport. But the captain replied very confidently that they could not do it and could only make an emergency landing in the river. As soon as the voice fell, the tower lost the radar signal of the passenger plane, and no response was received even after repeated calls.